If you have ever had a house guest, been a house guest, or even just visited another person in their home, then you know there can be occasions where tensions may arise. Here are a few of the pitfalls that you should avoid, if at all possible, while you are staying at another person's place or hosting people at your own. Each of these things is something that has happened to me, either as a guest or as a host. So beware, these things have happened, and try to avoid them at all cost. Don't tell your potential host something like, "Oh, you know me, I'm an easy house guest." No matter what you think about yourself or how easy you are to deal with in your own mind, there is no such thing as an easy house guest. Even if your host cannot move around their work schedule to accommodate your visit, the pressure to make your stay pleasant still exists. You are an additional person that still needs to eat, shower, have a comfortable place to sleep. Even if they don't have much space, they are considering these things and trying to make you comfortable. Don't add pressure by highlighting the fact that you think you're just peachy to deal with while minimizing the host's efforts. Always remember that the helping of chicken curry you ate for dinner would have been the host's lunch the next day. Don't make negative comments about the host's things or apartment or cat. If you're a blurter, this is going to be hard for you. But please, by all means, go ahead and keep it together. Just because you look around and see a delightful array of IKEA furniture in a super tiny, crappy apartment and just farted a huge cloud of smog because you live in Farmville and just bought 6 houses for $3 doesn't mean that you can crap all over the host's life for the duration of your stay. Perhaps you could try to absorb their lifestyle for a few days. Do what the locals do. You're staying with someone who could probably be an excellent guide. Or could have, until you had to point out how tiny their space is, and that their bedroom is not even as much space as your closet, and the lack of space is probably contributing to the obesity of their cat. Thank you, veterinary master of the crazy cat glandular issues. And he's big boned anyway. So there. Seriously, just accept that people live in different circumstances than you and that they don't sell houses by the Costco 6-pack in this area. Now, as a host, there are also some guidelines that you should try to follow. For instance, try to keep rude remarks to yourself. When your guest arrives and sleeps until 9, probably due to jet lag and working extra long hours in preparation for the trip, don't say something like, "Do you want breakfast? It's so late, maybe you just want to wait until lunch." How about, "I do whatever I damn well please, like go home." Also, don't force your house guest to play board games with you. If the guest sees your collection of board games and asks to play with you, then by all means, go right ahead. But don't push and push and push like some sort of board game bully until the guest begrudgingly goes along with your plan just to placate your incessant demands. Ugh. If this happens to you as a guest where you encounter the board game bully, this is going to be a 3-bottle of wine endeavor. So be sure to bring a gift for the host of 1 or 2 bottles because you'll be drinking them. But only if they force your hand. Then proceed to force shenanigans on them by not following the rules, skipping turns, and generally not trying or caring about the general outcome of the game. If this doesn't make them regret asking you to play and keep them from asking you to play in the future, then nothing will. And you should probably suggest they go in for a mental health evaluation. But, be gentle about it. I think that you want to play Scrabble with me. Well, I think that you want to get your brain scanned. If you've done some of these things in the past or are just generally an annoying person, don't be surprised if you get rejected as a house guest in the future. That is to say that if you call a potential host and leave a voicemail asking to stay with them, don't be surprised if that call gets missed and the host becomes incredibly busy training in the art of falconry, or learning to speak Klingon, or going on a quest to pair those last remaining socks that never seem to have a mate. Seriously, right? What's with that? Am I right? Right.